Hi. Y'all have never heard from me before. My name's Cryptid. I've been wanting to do voiceover since I started this channel, but I'm not that much of a talker, honestly, and I had no idea what I could sit in a room by myself and talk about for the length of a speed paint. So I sat around for a little bit and I thought, what do I want to talk about that I never get an opportunity to talk about? And the thing I ended up deciding on was weird games that I played as a kid. I'm making my own opportunity to talk about them. And as a bonus, I get an excuse to do fan art of a bunch of games that I really loved and nobody really cares about anymore. So I have a love of games that are really cute and really weird. Not necessarily anything that's like actually scary, more so games within like an overall cute vibe that have just a little sprinkling of something unexpected, I guess, without changing the overall cuteness of the game. Games that are weird in like a silly sort of way. I haven't played many games like that since I was a little kid. There seems to be a lot fewer of them as I get older, although Stardew Valley and Bug Snacks come to mind as more recent examples. I picked 3 to talk about in this video. There are a ton of others that I want to talk about, but I haven't been able to come up with compositions that I like for them yet. If I ever do, maybe I'll do another video, but I'm also not going to commit to making a part 2, because I've labeled several videos as part 1 at this point and then never put out any other parts, and I'm a little bit embarrassed about it. The first game I want to talk about is Magician's Quest: Mysterious Times. I loved that game as a kid because it's really just Animal Crossing, but you're a wizard. You go to wizard school. And Animal Crossing was my favorite game at the time, and I was and still am into most fantasy things, especially if it's cute. It is kind of impressive that I liked this game as much as I did, though, because my tiny little child brain absolutely did not understand huge chunks of this game. Like, the game has little mysteries that happen from time to time, which are like quests where something weird happens in the world. One that happened to me pretty often was mushrooms growing in my room. And then you have to, like, bring someone a specific object to solve the problem, usually, like catching them a specific bug or a specific fish, which now that I'm an adult, sounds pretty cool. Sounds like something I would enjoy. But as a kid, absolutely did not understand how it worked. So when one happened, I would just kind of start a new game. So I just played the first little bit of the game over and over and over. I'm pretty sure it didn't do very well when it came out, at least not in the United States, because there are 3 sequels that just never came out here. And I would like chop off my left arm for them to get translated. I want to play them so bad. I feel like if they were to release this game now, it would do so much better than it did. Like, there are so many cozy games now, and specifically cozy games with magic. I feel like it would be very on trend. I would love it if we got like a Switch port or a sequel or something. I picked some things from the game that I thought would be the most recognizable. Well, recognizable is a strong word, but recognizable to anyone who's played the game. So I decided to draw the door of beginning and ending, which is where you start and end every time you play the game. And then I drew each of the teachers and the principal across the top. Then I felt like the door looked a little bit plain compared to all the characters, so I added like a generic player character, because I will truly find any possible way to draw a cute girl at every opportunity. I'm super proud of how this one turned out. Definitely going to end up printing myself a sticker of this one, even though I'll probably never actually stick it on anything, because the permanence of stickers makes me nervous. The second game I want to talk about is a Pokemon game. Pokemon is a pretty insanely popular series. It's apparently the highest grossing media franchise ever. So the fact that I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about this game unless I'm specifically looking up stuff about it sure is something. The game that I'm talking about is called Pokemon Channel, which, if you've never heard of it, is a game about watching TV with Pikachu. I don't know how this game ever got made, because absolutely how did anyone ever even come up with that idea? And if you think that sounds really boring, I can see how you would think that. And also, you are mostly correct. But this was like my ideal Pokemon game, because I like Pokemon in theory. I love all the cute creature designs, but I always get bored with the battling. I just want to like vibe with all the cute little monsters. Like, living the life of a Pokemon NPC is my dream. And that's what I feel like this game is. There's no battles, you just watch the handful of TV channels, occasionally go outside and see what Pokemon are around, and do a bunch of Pokemon trivia, either on the TV's quiz channel for money, or for the Pokemon that you find outside for a nice card. which was just a card with a picture of whatever Pokemon you got it from. And then you can see all your nice cards in a little binder, so you're incentivized to get all of them to keep that gotta catch 'em all vibe. I'm drawing the room that most of the game takes place in, well, part of the room. There's actually more furniture in the room, but since I was drawing it as an isometric room, I wanted it to be a perfect cube, so I just drew what I decided was the most important corner of the room. I did scoot the window on the left to be closer to the TV because I decided that the little sunken-shaped planter was just too cute to leave out. When I was looking up references, I didn't remember how empty the shelves and stuff are, because over the course of playing, you can get lots of little stuffed animals and decorations over time. But I still wanted to draw the most basic version of the room, because I knew it would be the most recognizable to anyone who had played. In the end, I think I did a decent job for almost never drawing backgrounds. Turned out pretty cute. Last but most definitely not least, I want to talk about Tulip. Tulip is quite possibly the weirdest game I've ever played, or in existence even. I wouldn't be surprised. The plot of the game is that the player character has a crush on this girl and he wants to kiss her, which sounds pretty straightforward, right? Like it's going to be a cute little love story between the two of them. Wrong. You have to kiss everyone in town, including her parents, so that you can strengthen your heart and eventually kiss her. And the things that you need to do to kiss people are so strange. The one that I tell everyone to explain the vibe of the game is that you have to get naked so that a turtle will kiss you in space. But also, I remember that you have to commit every possible crime to kiss the police officer, and that there's a guy in the factory who, snorkels through the floor. There's a guy who's dressed like a telephone pole, or is a telephone pole, I'm unsure. And you can pull poop out of trash cans. Also, it's extremely easy to die on the playground equipment. This game is nearly impossible to play without a guide. I highly recommend it though. If you've got a PS2 laying around, or you know someone who does, and you can get your hands on a used copy, play this game. It is so much fun. I never got to finish this game, and it haunts me every single day. I drew the two main characters, the player and the love interest. I tried to look up their names for this video, but apparently they don't have canon names. You just get to name them when you start the game. They're just called Poor Boy and Love Interest. They're sitting on one of those big pipes that you see at construction sites because the girl hangs out on an abandoned lot most of the time with the cat. And the flower wreath thing around them is based on the frame that shows up around the screen when they meet for the first time. Drawing this one made me smile. I really like it, and it made me miss playing the game. That's about all for today, but I do have 2 other things to tell y'all before we're done. Bad news first, good news after. First thing is that I've decided that Redbubble isn't worth it anymore, since they've changed how much they take when you sell stuff. I'm taking both my Redbubble accounts down on the last of this month, which is September of 2023 if you're watching this from the future. So if there's something that you're dying to have, get it soon. I don't know when it'll be back, if ever. And the second thing is that I've started taking commissions. This is my first time taking commissions ever, so I'm really excited and really nervous. The link for that will be in the channel description and also on screen, maybe, if I can figure out how to do that. So if you feel like it, hit that link and ask me to draw your OC or your D&D character or your self-insert character that you think is too cringe to ever show anyone. I won't judge. I've got plenty of those. They're my absolute favorites to draw. Anyway, I don't know how to end this. So, bye.